Hi everyone, as a final topic of this module, I would like to talk about the difference between client scripts and UA policies, as well as some good practices regarding UA policies. So let's start from the differences between client scripts and UA policies. So basically, the client scripts and UA policies can execute on form load, if you of course didn't uncheck the proper checkbox on load. But only the client script can execute on a form save, submit, on update. Just keep in mind that this is our good old known on submit type client script. So when it comes to the execution on form field value change, we can use both client scripts and UA policies. When it comes to having access to fields prior value, so in other words, you might remember it as an old value, we only have access to this in a client scripts. So executing when a list field value changes, it's again only client script because we have our on cell edit client script type. What is also important that UA policies execute after the client script, meaning that if client script would change anything on a form, for example, and later on the UA policy can override that functionality or that field. So keep it in mind. And of course, UA policies are configuration based, so you don't necessarily need to script. You can achieve many of the functionalities without scripting, but in case of the client script, you need to write some code. Now let's see some best practices regarding UA policies. So please keep in mind that we would like to use as few UA policies as possible, because every other additional UA policy can add some loading time to our forms. You can also use a descriptive short description. It's also a good practice to set on load to false if you do not want to execute on page load. So it's often the case that you don't really need to have this functionality really on load when the form is loading. So in that case, you don't have to use that checkbox. Okay, that was UA policies. Thanks for this topic, and thanks for this module. And let's see us in another topic. And let's see us in another module. See you there.